Hey everyone, this is Beth McGill and welcome to Manifest Your Heart's Desires. I'm so excited you're here and so excited again today to bring to you another wonderful, amazing manifester. I can't wait for you to hear her story and join us for this really fun conversation. Welcome to the show, Jen Sweeney.
Thank you. Thank you.
So excited. Now, even when we were just talking a minute ago, you were saying something about manifesting.
Yes. I'm a strong believer in just seeing what you want, and feeling it. You have to feel it. You have to believe it is there. You feel everything and then it will just be. I mean, I can manifest anything that I want. I do. That's how I live my life day to day.
That's so much fun. Now, have you always been this incredible manifester?
I believe so, but I don't think that I started noticing it or focusing on it until I was getting out of my marriage.
Okay.
So I manifested what I wanted my life to be at that time. And that's how I survived and got to where I am today.
That's amazing. So you tapped into it at that time, at a time in your life, but it sounds like you really needed it.
Yeah.
And you embraced it.
Yeah, I was watching The Secret every single day. I mean, I would just have it on all day. I would read it. I would listen to it. It would be on TV. I had Wayne Dyer on TV all of the time. My kids, that's how they would start thinking, oh, I can manifest a bike. And I'm like, oh, man, I gotta go buy a bike.
That's amazing. So your children picked up on it too?
Yeah. Wow. Yes. I just told them, and everything really, truly does work out for me. Everything, it just works out the way it works out for me. I never worry about a thing, because what power I put into that worry, then that worry becomes huge. Yeah. So I put my power towards something else, something
want.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's really one of the keys, or one of the tricks to it, is that so many times people are invested in what they don't have. Their energy goes into what they don't have and what they don't want. And that's what they talk about.
That, like I can walk up to a green light or like a red light. I can be walking to work because I live like a 3-minute walk from work. But there's a stoplight, on the main street. And so and it will 90% of the time just turn green and I just continue on walking. Not saying that I can manifest a green light, but that's just how my life is. It's just one big green light, basically.
It's the small things that are the even more fun to manifest. I like manifesting the perfect parking spot wherever I'm going.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's so much fun because you're putting that power and that intention into it. I mean, it's fun with the big things too, but with these little things, we get to manifest them every day.
Right. And they come quicker.
Yeah. And it helps to build that momentum too.
Yeah. And I mean, I can manifest a bad day if I want. I can roll out of bed and I can be in a bad mood, but why?
Yeah.
Sometimes those people, they're just, oh, I don't want to get up. I don't want that. Someone don't, but but it's like anything you put your power into will happen. So you can be in a bad mood all day. That's a lot of power.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. And I love what Louise Hay says. She says, there's no one in your mind thinking for you.
Right. Yeah.
It's so obvious, but yet so many people don't think about that.
Yeah, I just listened to her last night, and then I just listened to Abraham Hicks. Right? Yeah. So I do that as I'm going to sleep.
Perfect. Yes, I listen to Abraham probably every day.
Yes.
And I love reading Wayne Dyer. Wayne Dyer, I love to listen to him, but I also like to read his books. His books are very insightful, I think.
Right. Remember Leo Buscaglia?
No, I don't.
Oh, you have to go back and you have to look up Leo Buscaglia. He's passed away now. But yeah, really, that was my first. I was in high school.
Mm.
And the book was called The Fall of Freddie the Leaf.
Okay. Haven't heard of that one.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why I remember it was about death, but it was fantastic. That's how I got introduced to him. He was fantastic. Wow. So now I bring it off. But yeah.
That's the thing. I love learning every day. And I set that intention every day to learn something new, because that's what life is about. Life is about expansion and growing and learning.
Right. I never say no to anything, except to maybe going out after dark, which now it's dark at 4:30, but who wants to kind of cozy by then? But I'll never say no to an adventure, hiking, anything like that. Cause you never know how would you know you don't like it if you say no.
Yeah.
So people try anything.
Yeah. I heard Abraham say that on a video yesterday. Just say yes. Say yes.
Yeah. Just yes. Just say, yeah. What can happen? I won't jump out of a plane right now because, I signed my 3rd book contract and I'm not jumping out of a plane right now.
The inside of a plane is just fine for me as well. So tell me, you signed your 3rd book contract. Tell us.
Yeah. Yes.
Tell us about it.
Yeah. The Lollipop Brigade is the series. 3rd book is called Beautiful. I might cry. But it is about, so all my books, so it's about, the series is about 2 little girls, best friends, and they find a pretty pink box in the attic. And there's 12 lollipops, so 6 each, and each lollipop takes them to a different magical land where they learn a life lesson.
That's so cool.
So 3rd one is based on my daughter, Brooke. And so there's a caterpillar. The girls meet a caterpillar, and her name's Brookie, and she's afraid to go up in her little cocoon, her little sleeping bag, I call it, and because she's afraid that she might be not as beautiful as her other friends that have come out of their little sleeping bags. And the girls tell her that all beauty comes from within, that we all are beautiful in our own way. And then Brookie goes on to become this beautiful butterfly, and she leads others into being successful and happy and beautiful and all of that. Yeah.
So what age range is it geared towards?
I would say 3 to 11. And I only say 3 because parents can read to their children that a 3-year-old can sit still for the amount of time. And there's parents that need to relearn those lessons as well.
Yes. I was, yes.
So, second one, they meet a dragon. Her name's Penelope, and she's sad because she lost her fire. But the girls help her discover that everybody has their own special fire, that everybody has their own special gift to give. So they're like that. They're all life lessons, but they're all ventures that lead you, so. But yeah, parents, people, they need to learn those lessons every day. Yeah. And we're all the same.
So inspiring the children and the parents to be, be adventurous, enjoy life. And then if you have anything that's holding you back, hey, here's a life lesson. I love it.
Yeah. We can all be nice. That's just, smile at people, hug, whatever. But, I smile at, my face hurts by the time I get home from work. And I'm like, I just need to unscrew my smile. But, and I'm just so caring and loving. And I work in the restaurant business also. So, I've been doing that for an unspeakable amount of time, 27 years, I think. It's a long time. And so, but I've had little kids that have followed me that I've waited on their families when they were little, and now they're 21, 22, and they're like, oh, I remember when you gave me my first Shirley Temple or this and that. But they've remembered me from that long because kids are my gig. So, because our children are new adults. Yeah. You got to that way.
Open too.
Yeah. And they say the silliest things. I mean, there was this one little boy that I did this book reading up at this private school up in El Dorado Hills. And he came running up to me and this little girl asked me how old I was. And I was 55 at the time. And he's right there and he goes, "You're old." And I went, "You're short." And so then the next year when I did my second book reading up there, my second book, he comes running up. It's like, I've gotten taller. And I was like, I've gotten older. So it's like, so, they're so adorable.
Yes. And their energy is just amazing because they haven't forgotten about joy. They haven't forgotten why they're here. They know that they're here to have fun. They know that they're here to learn and expand and experience life and enjoy it. And then over time, we forget it.
And that's one thing we need to not forget about. That's one thing that makes, like I still act like I want to say more like, I say 12, but maybe it is 12, but it's like, I just still feel kids' joy. And when I see Santa or something like that, I almost, lose it. So it's just like, you have to feel joy every single day. Don't let anybody take that away from you. And I think that working every single day and stress with life and everything, we just have to, if people could just let go and just let be. And that's one of the things, like, put your power to worries that, not even worries, but things that matter, things that make your life more livable and happy.
Yeah. And not worrying so much about what other people think. Just don't care what anybody else thinks. Like, do their thing.
Yeah. If they want to worry about me, okay, fine. So, it's not going to affect me, but I won't worry about, I can't worry about what other people think.
Right. Me neither. Well, the series sounds amazing. It sounds like so much fun.
Yes.
It's adventurous. And seeing you posting the book cover, and it's so beautiful. But let me ask you this. How did you come up with your first book idea?
I had a weird dream. So I was staying at my mom's. I was helping her after she got out of the hospital and stuff, and she's fine. But I had this weird dream. And so I wrote it down, and then I sat on it for like a month. And then I thought, this would be a really cute book. And so I wrote a book, and I didn't have any programs on my computer or anything like that. I wrote it all on an email.
Mm.
And then I just thought that'd be really cute. And so I was talking with one of my friends who lives down in LA, who has published like 4 or 5 cookbooks. And so I had her give me some advice on finding a publisher, because I didn't even know, how to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So she gave me advice on publisher. I found a great publisher, and then they accepted my book, and then I wrote 18. So
you wrote 18 books?
So there's 18. They're all done.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They're all.
Amazing. So what are the ones that aren't part of the series?
So that are part of the series?
That aren't.
They're all part of the series.
Oh, they're all part of the series.
Yeah, they're all 18 in the series. So there's 6 in the girls series, 6 in the boys series, and 6 in the prequel to the girls. And then I write another 12 to bring the whole series up to 30.
Wow, you've been busy.
Yeah. Sometimes it takes a long time for a book. Sometimes, and they're all up here. The other 12 are just all up here. So when it gets ready to push them out, then I can do that.
Yeah, that's so creative. And then, had you ever thought of writing a book before you had this initial dream?
Oh, no. And now I can't not get them out. Like, they need to come out. Like after the first one, I was just going to write one. And then I thought, well, there's not just one life lesson. So that just doesn't make sense. Plus there was this thing inside me where I needed to write more.
Mm.
So I couldn't stop at one.
Yeah. So it sounds like it's really feeding your soul to be able to share this and bring it away.
Right. And they're so cute. And I never talk about the main characters and what they look like. Mm-hmm. They just are. I don't know how or why I wrote like that. I just did. I think I wrote from the main characters. I don't know. I was just there with them. So I never explained what they looked like. Mm-hmm. And now every child can put themselves as the main character. Mm. I explain what the characters that they meet look like in detail. But I don't describe what the girls or the boys look like at all.
Interesting. So any child that's reading it can feel like that's them.
Yeah.
Wow.
If they don't, there's not one girl with sticky out pigtails that she's blonde and blue eyed or anything like that. I mean, they can be anything they want.
That's completely magical.
Yeah. And my publisher goes, "Oh, that's awesome." And I'm like, "Yeah, that was a mistake. I don't know. I don't know why I didn't."
Well, it sounds like you have a wonderful imagination. Now, tell me, because I first reached out to you when I found out that you were manifesting a fairly large, I don't even know, event, a journey.
Yeah, that was
I would love for you to tell us about that, because that was big. That wasn't getting a parking space or getting a green light. That
was getting a cargo ship.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was, so I lived in Lahaina for a little bit. I lived on Front Street. And so when the fires happened, August 8th, I was just completely devastated. I was just like, oh my gosh. And so I was upset for like 3 days. And I thought, I could be putting so much great energy into doing something. And I thought, as a children's author, I should be able to do something. Yeah. Right. So I reached out to my publisher. I reached out to a couple other places and talked to them about donating some of my books, which they were awesome, and they did. And then I thought, well, I'm just going to reach out to all my author groups. And so I reached out to them, and I started getting stuff like that next day from authors that were sending me their stuff from Amazon. So I got it next day, and I got libraries, friends of the library that delivered 45 boxes at first. And I was like, and I was completely overwhelmed with 45 boxes. And then I went over to Maui in September and was there. I brought over like maybe 4 suitcases of books from authors from all over the world. And, I was still in my overwhelmed period right there. I was like, oh, this is right. And I put like maybe 50 or 60 boxes in the garage. And I'm like, wow. Then when I got back from Maui, it just went nuts. Like I ended up with over 16,000 pounds of books.
Wow.
All in box, everything like that. And that I was finding a way to ship over there. And I'm like, oh, okay, so how's this going to work? And I'm like, it's just going to be fine. And so, and it went from like, I think I had like 700 boxes. So 45 boxes. And then when I started getting like over 500 boxes or so, I'm like, yeah, I was not overwhelmed anymore. I was just like, it is what it is. And then so I would just talk about it all the time, people at my restaurant, to people, just anybody, right? Because it was me right then. And I reached out to AIG Logistics, Worldwide Logistics, and because I realized that I had to have them all palletized. Like I don't even
taking these over in a suitcase.
Yeah, I don't even own saran wrap, let alone 8-gauge plastic wrap, and I don't have pallets. So I'm like, okay? So reached out to them, and then reached out to Pasha, which is a shipping company that goes over to Maui and Oahu, everywhere over there. And so they are fantastic. And so Pasha called me and they said, we're going to donate the shipment. You don't have to worry about a thing. And then AIG Logistics, when they were out here, the person looked at me and said, we're not going to charge you for any of this. Wow. So everything was taken care of. And it was really awesome because then Lahaina Rotary Club, the president, who was amazing, she reached out to me and said, she heard what I was doing and everything. And I was going over there to donate books to the elementary school. King Kamehameha is no more right now. And that sister school. And so she said, we want to take care of your flight because we want you to hand out the kids, books to the children. And I'm like, so, that was my flight. And so then a grandmother of one of the authors in Australia that had sent me books, and then me and the grandmother, I feel weird saying grandmother because she's like my age. And It's like makes me feel so, I don't know. Anyways, so she reached out to me and she brought me over her granddaughter-in-law's books and everything like that. So I brought him over there with me each time. And then my son goes, where are you going to stay? And I'm like, I don't know. Everything always works out. It's going to be fun. And so later that evening, she reached out to me. She's like, where are you going to stay? And I'm like, I don't know. And she goes, you are more than welcome to stay at the place that we own over there. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,730 square foot beachfront condo and I'm like, oh. So that was all taken care of. So, I mean, everything, it just works.
Yeah. And it's because you weren't worried about it. That's the thing. Because I'm always telling people it is about allowing life to happen, which that's a beautiful example of, and letting go and not worrying, not having the fear. You didn't have any fear. You knew that it was going to work out. It was something that was pulling at you to do this. And
right. Because if you think about, I'm going to hit that red light. I'm going to hit that red light. I'm going to hit that. Then you hit red lights. Just adjust your speed. Oh,
what was it like? Oh, I'm sorry. What was it like reading to the kids?
Oh, over there? Mm-hmm. They are so awesome and so magical and so grateful and giving and they are spectacular. Oh, and there was this little girl and she was looking for dog books, right? So everything that I brought over. So me and my best friend helped her look for dog books, and she goes, I just want to read to my dog. So then when I got back home, I reached out to one of my author friends and she writes books about dogs. And so I'm going to walk over here. And so anyways, everything falls. She reached out to me and she said, do you think that the little girl would love to write a dog book with me? So this is her, Allison. And so anyways, I reached out to the school and got the little girl's name because I had her picture and I knew what she looked like. She was pretty, easily explainable. And got her name and everything like that from her teacher. The author wrote a letter and included paper and postage and envelopes, everything like that. And then they're going to write a book. They're going to pen pal it back and forth and write a book.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. So I need to wait till they were out yesterday for school and I need to wait until I get a hold of her teacher. So they're going to put the whole thing on Zoom where she's going to FaceTime me or something like that and went the package. So that'll be great. So many great things came out of it.
Yeah. So not just writing books and inspiring people, children and parents, but also this huge thing that you did, being able to bring all this joy and get books from all over the world and take it over there and read to these children who've lost everything.
Yeah. I mean, they lost everything. A lot of them lost their pets, which is huge. Yeah. And then books included and books can take you away. They can help you escape into somewhere.
Did you say that one of the schools had burned down?
Yeah. King Kamehameha. It was on Front Street.
Okay. So, and all those books, of course, and people don't think about all the things that actually burn down when an entire town burns down. So that's such an amazing thing that you did. That's so inspiring.
Yeah, it's like, it's what I could do as an author is what, there's some people that are like, well, why books? I'm like, well, that's what I can do.
Why not? Yeah.
That's what I know. And that's what I can do. And if somebody wanted something else different done, then they can do that. But this is what I do. So this is what, I'm all about kids and everything. And then we had a lot of grown-up books as well. So, because they need just pass the time, just, because everything's it's rebuild really slow. I think slower than Paradise here. We're in California. That I can't remember how many years ago, but they're still rebuilding.
Yes.
And the resources out in Maui, big difference.
Limited. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I think we talked about that. Our cabin burned down in 2020 and It's taken us 3 years to get a permit.
Yeah.
People don't understand when there's a fire, all the cleanup that has to happen, and the state has to do the or FEMA has to do the cleanup. So you're like somebody else's timeline, and you have to fill out all the paperwork and do everything that they want you to do. So yeah, it is a long, drawn out process. So amazing that you brought them some joy.
Yeah, and I still have like maybe 4 or 5 suitcases that I could bring with me to go back over. I'm like, okay, I can go.
Oh, that's I'm sure it'll all happen.
I could easily ship it. I could easily just bring it to the post office, but I'm like, maybe I'll just go back.
Yeah, why not?
Right?
Do you have anything else that you're manifesting right now? Do you have any goals for 2024 or 2024, or are you simply just really focused and inspired for the writing that you're doing right now?
I'm focused on getting my illustrations done, but I have time for those. I always have manifested a movie of all my books, so that will be there. That's always in my head. That's always I see that.
Okay.
So I've seen that for a couple of years. So it's just that's one of those huge things.
That is huge, and I remember you telling me that now, so I definitely hold that for you.
Yeah, it's just gonna it already has happened. I'm just catching up.
That's right.
You know, so then the little stuff I can work on, well, that stuff's being taken care of and building and everything like that. And it'll be great.
Yeah, you're just getting, it's all getting ready.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually was looking for a second job. It was really funny. I was like looking for a second job, found one, didn't like it at all. And it wasn't my vibe type thing. And even though it was a restaurant, it just wasn't what I do. And so I like put a stop to that and then just continued going to the work with place that I just love, like, you know, down on Sutter Street right by me. And then like the next day they said, hey, we want you to, you know, be one of our assistant managers, and, you know, would you be interested in like marketing and handling the catering? And I'm like, so everything, it always works.
That's beautiful. Well, what are the names again of your books, and where can people find them?
So Lollipop Brigade is the series. The Wish is the first one. The Gift is the second one. And then Beautiful will be the third. And that'll be out in 7 months. And I'm at Barnes & Noble and then on Amazon and in smaller bookstores. And yeah, but I'm in Barnes & Noble, like a bunch of them, 300 of them so far. I think 617 or 600 something plus. So, but I would just call. And then, of course, on Amazon and on Target, Walmart, all that, you know, but I'm worldwide. I'm over in Australia and New Zealand and the UK, and
that's
a bit times over there. So it's
Lollipop Brigade. So with that, and then in the dream as well, the lollipops and everything.
Yeah. Yeah. The whole thing. So I was just like, okay. I mean, it was really detailed and like where I got up and wrote it down. Who gets up and writes their dreams down? I just go and go back to sleep, you know? So, and then I had another weird one. So I'm going to do a chapter book for older kids, like 12. Mm-hmm. So, and it's called, because I have weird dreams when I put socks. So it's called Jen and Her Magical Socks. So yeah.
Nice. I can't wait. So much fun. I love this. So great meeting you and just feeling your vibe and your energy and knowing that you're out there in the world manifesting these beautiful things, not just for yourself, but for other people, and demonstrating this to your children too. That's such a gift for them.
Yeah. They just know that anything you put your mind to, you can do. Anything that, you know, you can either you can or you can't.
Yeah.
Either one's possible. Either one you can make it.
You're right.
You're right. So
I love that. I used to use that all the time when I was teaching because kids like to say, I can't.
Yeah.
So that was one of my phrases. Yeah. It's whatever you believe. So that's not only true for third graders, it's true for everybody else.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for this fun conversation and telling us about your project. Now, is there anywhere where people can find out more? about you? Do you have a website?
Oh, I do. Well, I don't have a website, but Jen Sweeney, my Facebook.
Okay.
And Our Feet Travel While Reading is my Instagram.
Our Feet Travel. Wow.
Yeah.
I love
read.
that.
Yeah. You can go and read. So,
yeah, travel and reading. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
And everyone, again, this is Manifesting Your Heart's Desires. And we are here every week. And I'm bringing you all of these inspiring people from all around the world, actually, because I want you to be inspired to know that you can live a life that you absolutely love. And that's what we're here to do, to show you that you can manifest, that you can be, do, or have anything. All right, take care, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.